Hello friends, I, BHATIA, welcome you to my YouTube channel Maths DNA from origin to infinity. Today is a special day. And why? Because there is a special gift for you all and a big announcement. Here it is, the greatest of all time. Firstly, important and frequently used results and theorems. Second, 100 Part A, that is General Aptitude and Reasoning questions with solutions. Third, 1000 Part B and C questions with solutions of mathematical science. And fourth, counter examples and shortcut methods to solve the question paper. All of this in just one place. Let me tell you in detail and in a simple way what is the importance of each of them. Let us begin with the revision material, that is important and frequently used theorems. A simple table is shown to you that before Maths DNA, if you have not taken or if you do not have this revision material, the score that you are scoring in part B was 24 marks because on average 8 questions were correct, and in part C you were able to tick 4 questions correctly, so you scored 19 marks. But after you get this revision material, the questions get increased in part B. You are able to take 12 questions and you get 36 marks, and in part C the questions get doubled and you can easily tick 8 questions correctly and you can score 38 marks only by going through the important and frequently used theorems and tricks. You don't need to prepare anything else, you just go through this material once and you can easily score this much marks in part B and part C. Moving on to part A, 100 part A questions, that too with solutions. It was seen that students do not appear in part A, and if they appear, they are only able to take 5 questions correctly and they can only score 10 marks. But when you have this 100 part A questions and when you solve each of them, you can easily take 10 questions and you can easily score 20 marks. And that too by just simply going through these 100 questions and practicing them again and again, because these 100 questions will contain each and every topic that has been asked in general aptitude, such as age, average, train, bus, pipes and pistons, work and time, and so on, area. And the best one is 1000 part B and part C questions with solutions. Many of the students are not able to solve a good number of questions in part B and part C, but with this you can solve them. Before, it was found that in part B, a student on average solves 10 questions and can score 30 marks, and in part C, he or she is able to solve 6 questions and is scoring 28.5 marks. Here we have taken average of most of the students and average results. But after you go through this 1000 part B and part C questions, you can easily solve 18 questions and you can score 54 marks in part B, and in part C you can attempt 13 questions and you can score 61.75 marks. I hope you all know that in part C there are more than one correct options. So many of you students are not able to find all the correct options, and so you do not score a better score in part C. But with these questions you can easily find out more than one correct answers, because there will be counter examples and shortcut tricks also given to you with each question, so that you can solve it correctly and can score a better score. Then the most important part that many of the students are lacking behind is incorrect answers. You are taking the answers, you are solving them, but the incorrect answers give you negative marks and so your score decreases. And here is a table to explain you that also. In part A, mostly students take 7 to 8 questions. Out of them, 2 questions are incorrect. So you lose -1 mark, but you are also losing the marks of that 2 questions. That is, you get -4 because you do not get marks of that 2 questions also. So it is a -5 marks. Whereas in part B, on average 8 questions are found to be wrong, and that takes away your 6 marks and you are scoring -30 marks, and so that your results get decreased. In part C, yes, there is no negative marking, but 10 questions are found to be incorrect, suppose the answer was A, B and C, then students are only able to tick A and B. Either they are taking A, B and D. So you do not score any mark in that question and your score is decreased by 47.5 marks when you are calculating it after the exam and you get the result. But if you have solved the 1000 questions of part B and C, 100 questions of part A and went through the revision material, then definitely no question will be incorrect because 1100 questions are just at next level. None of your students or none of the candidates solves this much question before examination, but yes, we are providing that and you can easily get it. So your negative marks get 0 and final score is something like that before you are only able to score 62 marks. This is an average score. Mostly 80% students score 62. You can consider a range of 60 to 80 also, because if they are good at part B or part C, they can score a bit more. But after you have this all the materials questions, you can easily score 136 marks, and that is just perfect because no cutoff has been so high till now, and this is the minimum score. That is 136 marks is the minimum. If you go through the 1000 questions of part B and C and 100 of part A, then you can easily score more than this also. I hope आप सबको ये समझ में आया होगा. Now how to get this? Then you can contact us at dnmaths@gmail.com. अगर आपको ये सब कुछ चाहिए तो आपको क्या करना है, आप हमको बस एक ईमेल लिखना है dnmaths@gmail.com पे, या तो आप हमें टेलीग्राम चैनल पे ज्वाइन कर सकते हो, वहाँ पे मुझे डायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट कर सकते हो. सेकेंडली यूट्यूब में नीचे कमेंट बॉक्स में आप यस लिख के ज्वाइन कर सकते हो. और थर्डली फेसबुक पे भी आप मुझे पर्सनली मैसेज करके कह सकते हो कि भाई आपको ये सब चाहिए. तो वेट मत करो और स्टार्ट कर दो प्रिपरेशन अभी से, क्योंकि अब सिर्फ 2 ही महीने रह गए हैं. लास्ट 2 मंथ्स आर रिमेनिंग. नवंबर में आपकी एग्जाम होगी, तो 2 महीने में आपको 1000 सम्स इजीली कर सकते हो. पर मंथ 500 अगर आप सॉल्व करोगे तो आपको इजीली एग्जाम आपकी क्वालिफाई हो जाएगी और विथ JRF. सो थैंक यू and be a member of our social club. Check out more than 180 videos on our YouTube channel and get a complete study material on our Telegram channel.